The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh, Arthur, please. Take me back again. Please. Please. Arthur, don't go. I beg of you. Answer me.
Don't answer, Arthur. Leave us supper. Good. Attaboy.
Grandpa, how can you talk that way? Look how cruel he is.
Now, look. When a woman starts pulling crosswise in a harness, she needs a strong hand. Wherever it lands on her.
Look, everybody. Well, that's wonderful, Hassie. I got an A on it.
Hey, you did a real pretty job, Hass. That's very good.
It's been on display at the bank for 2 weeks.
What'd you say?
It's about adult education and the night classes they're having at our high school.
That sounds wonderful.
What's wonderful about it?
Well, Grandpa, all education is good. It makes you a better person, a more complete person.
Well, you just show me where I got something missing. Go on, I dare you.
Well, it took education to make that television set.
Well, every once in a while, something worthwhile leaks through.
If I would have stayed in school, do you know where I'll be today?
Where?
Still in school. I could never pass anything.
Hassie, when do these classes start?
Tonight. And they teach almost everything.
Gee, this sounds kind of interesting.
Well, wait a minute, Sugar Babe. You ain't thinking of going to school again at your age.
Why not?
Well, you're a married woman. I mean, you don't need to learn nothing anymore.
I didn't even finish high school, and there ain't a day passes I'm not sorry about it.
Well, you can learn anything you need to know on the other end of a broom.
If you want to take English, Mr. Venable's teaching it. He's awful nice.
English? Well, that sounds like a good place to start at. How about it, Luke? Why don't we go?
Well, I don't need no English lessons. I speak it like a native.
Yeah, I can understand every word he says.
Grandpa, this is a different kind of English. Well, it's good English, like they write in books and magazines and on the back of medicine bottles. Hassie, how many nights a week are the classes?
Just twice, and only for 2 hours.
You ain't really thinking of going to school, are you, Sugar?
You won't hardly know I'm gone.
Boy, you just fell into a 100-foot well, head first.
Well, it was my idea, Grandpa. You seen how she sprung it on me.
Now, Luke, when a woman gets educated, she changes. Being a woman and a wife don't mean nothing no more. It's just showing you how much smarter she is what counts. Now, if you don't go in there right now and stop her, you're going to be miserable the rest of your whole unhappy life.
All right. All right, I'll stop her, Grandpa. My own way.
Oh, Arthur, I'll do anything you want. I'll scrub and clean and wash and wait on your hand and foot.
Ah! Not yet, Arthur. Not until she promises to milk the cows and paint the barn.
I miss you when you go to school, Sugar Babe.
I'm going to miss you too, Luke.
You might spend so much time in night school that you won't have no time for me.
That'd be awful, wouldn't it?
Sure would. You know, it ain't right for us to be separated.
Well, I feel the same way, Luke.
Well, then we kind of see eye to eye on this?
That's right.
Good.
You go to school with me.
Yeah. Oh, no, Sugar Babe. No, you don't understand.
You can sit in the desk next to me in class, and we can be together.
Well, that's right, yeah, but
and after we finish school and we're driving home, we could sit and park the way we used to.
Well, see, the only problem is if you're going to...
Get it all settled, did you, Luke?
Well, yeah, it's all settled, Grandpa.
You know, you gotta kind of nip them things in the bud.
I'll be ready to go in a minute, Lou.
Well, that's what I call smart thinking. Kind of easing the hurt by taking her to the movies.
Well, no, Grandpa. You see,
The supermarket?
yeah, no.
Down the freeway to watch the traffic jams, huh?
Luke, we better hurry if we're going to get to school.
You lost.
Yeah, Grandpa. And if you was 20 years younger, you'd understand why.
Well, now that we have all registered and you've found seats, let me introduce myself. I'm Mr. Venable, your teacher. And this is a course in English. Its use and misuse. We're going to learn all about grammar, the parts of speech, adjectives, adverbs, gerunds, conjunctions, transitive and intransitive verbs.
This is beginning to sound hard, Sugar Babe. Maybe we ought to quit.
Young man, we have a lot of work to accomplish here tonight. May I ask that you refrain from talking to that lady?
Oh, that's no lady. That's my wife. Ain't nothing funny about what I said.
Forgive me, young man, but since this is a course in English, perhaps we could call attention to some of the more common errors that we just heard. For example, his use of the word they for there. His use of the word ain't, a dreadful interloper in our language. The double negative, ain't nothing. Well, let's not dwell on it any longer. Now, let's go to the parts of speech.
And house is a noun.
Very good. Sit down, please. Young man? Young man.
Oh, was you calling me?
Were you calling me?
No, I wasn't calling you. You was calling me.
Would you come up here, please? Please? Now, what part of speech is this?
Is. Is an article?
No.
It's a noun?
No.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's one of them verbs.
You're right. It's one of them. It's a verb. So far, so good. Now, what part of speech is big?
Big. Big is, big, well, it's big is what it is. Yeah. Well, it's got to be something. It wouldn't just be sitting up there for nothing. Big is, is a what, Sugar Babe?
Adjective. And is a conjunction, and fierce is an adjective. Would you sit down, please? Now, we're going to write a composition. A very short one. Only 25 words on why I took this course in English. I'll give you just 5 minutes.
Because I wish to speak better, and that is why I am taking this class.
Very good. Thank you. And now, Mrs. McCoy, may we hear your 25 words on why you're taking the class?
Oh, yes, sir. Understanding the language better will help me to understand the world I live in better and be a better citizen. That is why I am taking this class.
Thank you. Splendid. And now, Mr. McCoy, may we hear yours?
I
am taking this class in English because there are many big and little words I do not understand the meaning of. And that is...
That is what?
That is 25 words. Well, sure a nice night, ain't it?
It's all right.
Did you ever see the stars so bright?
Lots of times.
It's a nice warm night. It's just a perfect night for parking, ain't it? What's the matter, sugar babe?
Luke, I've never been so embarrassed in all my life.
It's all right. We're married.
I'm talking about the way you acted in class. You may have thought you was funny, but I didn't.
Well, I wasn't trying to be funny. I was doing the best I could.
I thought I would just die when you got up to read why you was taking English, and you stopped right in the middle of no place.
He asked me for 25 words, and that's what I give him.
That wasn't very smart.
I ain't the one who thinks he's smart.
I give the right answers in class.
Oh, what are you trying to do? Prove that you're smarter than I am?
I don't intend to discuss it.
Oh, you do think you're smarter than me.
Oh, Luke, let's go home. I've got a headache.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed it was getting swelled up.
How is the most beautiful Senora Kate in this, the most beautiful of all beautiful mornings?
Coffee, Peppino?
Sí, señora, gracias.
Ain't you eating, Luke?
I guess not.
Morning, everybody.
Oh, morning, Hash.
How was school last night?
Well, why don't you ask teacher's pet, Little Miss Pronoun?
If you spend less time trying to be funny and more time studying, you wouldn't have so much trouble in class. And if you want something to eat, you can get it yourself.
Well, that's the last time I'll ever come to breakfast and say, how was school last night?
Ashley, you're going to be late for school.
It's still early.
Well, it won't be by the time I get through whooping you for staying around where you ain't wanted.
I just left.
Well, Luke, you ready to tell me how right you think I was?
Just because she done a little better than me in class ain't no call for her to act so high and mighty.
Yeah, and this was just after the first lesson. I think what it'd be at graduating time.
Yeah.
Luke, you're going to learn about your fire and brimstone while you're still on this earth.
No, I ain't. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in there right now, and I'm going to tell her she's got to quit school and no ifs, ands, or buts.
Now, set yourself down. Set yourself down. You do that, and all she's going to say is you just stopped her because you was afraid she'd show you up.
Then I'll quit.
Well, that's worse.
Grandpa, you ain't suggesting I burn the school down, are you?
Now, Luke, all your life, your grandpa's been shielding you and protecting you and getting you out of trouble. Ain't that so?
Yeah, that's right, Grandpa.
Well, no more. Because there comes a time in every man's life when he's got to stand on his own 2 feet and fight a woman.
Fight a woman?
And you're going to stay in that school, and you're going to outbrain her, outthink her, and outgrade her. And you're going to win all by yourself. Because I'm going to help you. again, are you, Kate?
Oh, yes, Grandpa. The test is tomorrow night, and there's an awful lot to learn.
Oh, yeah, it seems to me I heard somebody say something about tests. You know, Kate, there was other McCoys that tried this studying, too.
Oh?
Yeah, I had a second cousin, Barnaby McCoy. He went away to college. He gone 4 years. He come back a full-fledged barber. Had a diploma and everything. There's one thing, he had bad eyes, you know. And he went to shave himself. He couldn't find his face.
Grandpa, I'm trying to study.
Oh. Excuse me, Kate. I was going to the Grange tomorrow night. I was wondering if them socks with the holes in them is...
I darned them this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Kate. There was an extra...
I darned them, too. Grandpa, you ain't fooling me one little bit. Ain't you ashamed?
No, I ain't ashamed, Kate. I'm only thinking of the marriage of two of the people I love most in this whole world. You know, Kate, me and Grandma had a lot of wonderful years together. Happy years. I only wish there'd been more of them.
I never met her, Grandpa, but I understand she was wonderful.
She was more than that. She was smart, too. Yes, Grandma was mighty smart. You know why? 'Cause she never let me know how much smarter she was than me.
As soon as you finish the test, put your papers on my desk, and you may leave. Your grades will be sent to you in the mail.
Oh. How'd I do?
You passed.
C. Did you hear that? A C. What'd Kate get? An A?
She got an F.
Well, what do you know? She failed. Well, I guess that'll put her in her place. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in there right now, and I'm going to look her straight in the eye, and I'm going to tell her that... Kate. Your card, Hass.
Thank you, Kate.
Kate, I know we ain't been talking much lately, but I got something important to tell you.
Important, Luke?
Our grades for the test just come in the mail.
Oh. What'd you get, Luke?
I gotta see.
Well, that's wonderful, Luke. You must be real proud of yourself.
What Kate get?
Well, Kate, you got an F. Sorry. I know how much it meant to you. I know how you must feel.
You have no idea how I feel, Luke.
Oh, it's all wrong. For that school to fail a smart girl like you and to pass a ninny like me?
Oh, no, Luke. It was all my fault. I guess I did all right in the classroom things because it was kind of easy like, but when it came to taking a big examination, well, I just didn't know how to study for it.
Well, if that's your problem, Sugar Babe, I'll help you with your studying from now on.
Oh, would you, Luke?
Count on it.
Grandma wasn't the only smart one.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
This cake's piccalilli, the judges are tasting now. She liked it, Grandpa? She puckered good.
But her eyes was watering a little.
I told Kate not to put too much vinegar in it.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. The judging for the preserves has been completed. And here are your results. In third place, for her apricots a la Cincinnati, Mrs. Flater Ward.
She'll be all right. Just keep her feet high and her head out of the sawdust.
In second place, for her candied cucumbers, Mrs. Mary Jean Sullivan. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. In first place, for her piccalilli.
Hold my arm, Grandpa. I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
For her piccalilli, Mrs. Kate McCoy.
No mistake, Sugar Babe. You won her fair and square. Now maybe you'll believe us when we tell you you make the best piccalilli in the whole world.
Kate.
Will you excuse me, please? Mrs. McCoy, on behalf of Prize Foods Incorporated, here is your first place ribbon.
Oh, thank you.
Now, Mrs. McCoy, I wonder if I could call on you tomorrow at your home to discuss a business proposition.
Well,
My company, the Prize Foods of California, wants to put your piccalilli on the commercial market. You see, we've been doing this sort of thing for blue ribbon winners for over 25 years now.
Oh, you mean on store shelves?
Exactly. And it will be worth your while financially.
Now, ain't you glad I talked you into entering?
Mrs. McCoy, what time tomorrow would it be convenient? About noon, perhaps?
We'll be there.
Well, I'll see you then. And again, Mrs. McCoy, congratulations.
thank you.
Well, Kate, now what do you got to say, huh? Kate?
Nothing like the smell of money to bring a body around. Now, you leave me tend to the business end of this. I know how to handle these fellas. Why, who can tell? We might get as much as $50, $100 for this recipe. We sell it outright.
$100 for a little old recipe for piccalilli? Oh, Grandpa, you're a dreamer.
Well, no, he ain't. No, you leave it to Grandpa. He's got a mind like a steel cash register.
Appreciate that, Luke.
He's here. The piccalilli man is here.
Oh, Luke, how do I look?
Pretty as a pickle.
How do I look?
I'll tell you how you look. Like a boy who's going to keep his mouth shut whilst I talk business. Well, what?
Good afternoon.
Well, sure, what a surprise.
Grandpa, this ain't no surprise.
He was just leaving. Well, come in, Mr. Prentice.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I know why you're here. I guess you know why you're here, too, so might as well get right down to business.
Well, fine. I suppose the thing that interests you most is the money involved.
Well,
Yes, and you can involve us with just as much as you can spare.
Well, our standard rate is 2 cents.
2 cents.
2 cents?
For something that's worth maybe $50?
Grandpa, let Mr. Prentice finish. I'm sure he didn't mean just 2 cents for the recipe.
No, indeed not. The 2 cents is the per jar royalty.
2 cents a jar? Why, you should have to sell 100 jars for us to make
$2.
Mr. McCoy, if Prize Foods didn't think we could sell 10,000 jars a week for a starter, we wouldn't even handle your product.
10,000 jars. How much that be?
Yeah, I'm figuring, Grandpa. Hey, that comes to about $200.
A week?
Good heavens.
You see, the president of the U.S. of A. don't make that much.
My money purse is snapping.
Of course, I'm just speaking conservatively. You'll undoubtedly make much more than that. Now, I have a check here. I have here a check for $500 as an advance on your royalty.
Oh, $500.
And here is a standard contract. But perhaps before you sign, you'd like to have your attorney go over it with you?
I'm attorney enough. Here, sign it, Kate. It looks fine.
Grandpa, you can't even read.
Lucky thing, I'd probably slow things down.
Imagine all this money just for giving you a little old Smoky Corners recipe.
Oh, well, there's a little more to it than that.
Oh, there is a catch. I knowed it.
No, not really. Of course, we will have to have your picture on the jar, and occasionally you will have to make an appearance at a county fair or a state fair.
You mean go away from home?
Well, we pay all the hotel and traveling expenses.
Oh, well, I don't know whether I could do that. I mean, what about my family?
Well, you don't need to worry about us, Kate. Rich families has a way of getting along. Now, go on, you just put your signature down there firm and clear.
Luke, I don't know if I could bear to be away from you.
Oh, sure you could. Well, I get on a person's nerves when you see me too much. Yeah. Big K, small A.
The longest you'd ever be away at one time would be a week, Mrs. McCoy.
A week? Well, this family could go to pieces in a week.
No, it would not.
I just don't think...
Now, look, Catherine. I'm your legal husband, for better or worse, and I don't want to argue with you no more about it. We can use every cent of that money. The kitchen needs painting, the roof needs tarring, little Luke needs shoes. Grandpa could use a new suit. And you yourself, you need all kinds of things.
You're right, Luke. The family needs all kinds of things, and all right, I'll do it.
This is signature word for word.
Fine. Well, I guess that takes care of you folks for the moment. I'll get back and start things going from our end.
Yeah, the sooner the better.
We'll be back here in a day or two with some photographers for some publicity pictures.
Oh, anytime you say.
And then we want all the details of your recipe, Mrs. McCoy, the exact ingredients.
Well, you can count on us 100%, Mr. Prentice.
Yes, well, I'll be running along now.
Mr. Prentice, we can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Grandpa, Mr. Prentice is leaving.
Oh, I was just admiring your handwriting.
See you now.
$500. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, well, you just got to know how to handle these tycoons. Take this paper check down to the bank and get it turned into real money.
Yeah, well, Grandpa, ain't you forgetting something?
What's that, Luke?
Well, Kate's got to sign the check on the back. It's made out to her.
Now, why do they do a thing like that?
Well, maybe because it's Kate's pick lily.
Yeah, and leave none of us forget that. And, Kate, I got something I want to tell you right face to face, and I mean it, too.
What's that, Grandpa?
You're just as important in this as me and Luke.
What are you doing? I'm testing the spring of my new sneakers. Boy, do they jump good. Oh, Kate, your outfit is stunning.
Thank you, Hazy. So's yours. Little Luke, if you don't quit that jumping, you're going to wear out the spring.
Oh!
It's me. Do you like it?
You look like one of those guys in television. The kind that kiss ladies all day.
Oh, it ain't that kind of a suit at all. See, the title of the suit's right there on the label. Post-campus young executive, model 27.
Gee, that's nice, Luke. Oh, come on.
What sugar, babe. Whoo-wee! You look like one of them magazine cover girls that's come to life.
Thank you, Luke. You don't think it's cut too low in the back, do you?
Oh, heck no. This year, all your big stars is showing the top bone of their spine.
Grandpa, I thought you was going to put on your new suit.
I haven't got on my new suit.
Well, it's exactly like your old one.
Well, don't you think I know that? That's why I bought it. Slick idea, wasn't it?
Slick idea.
Sure. See, I can wear this coat with the old suit pants. Now, with them new pants, I can wear the old suit coat. I can wear the old suit coat with the old suit pants, the new suit coat with the new suit pants, and in the vest, it goes either way, see? I got 5 suits that way.
But they look the same.
Well, that's nobody's business but ours.
It's here, it's here.
What's here?
My new bike.
New bike?
Yeah, Kate bought me a new bike.
Well, now, I'm sorry, little Luke, about that. That's got to go back, because we just buying the important things, the things that we've been needing for a long time.
Well, Kate said I could have a new one, and it is her money.
Little Luke.
Oh. That's how it is.
Little Luke, you shouldn't talk that way.
Okay, it is your money. You won the prize.
Now, that's enough. Grandpa, I do feel that little Luke needs a new bicycle, and, well, we can't afford it.
Whatever you say, Kate.
All right, little Luke, I'll get the money to pay the man.
Thanks, Kate.
Well, we don't want to wear out these new clothes the first day. Let's go change in our old ones.
Yeah, Luke.
Now, look, Grandpa, we're well off. We got new clothes, we got money, we got more money coming in. We're just going to have to get used to it. Our pockets is going to be full.
Yeah, but they ain't pants pockets, Luke. They skirt pockets.
Oh, hey, you better get dressed, Grandpa. Photographers out there with floodlights and flash bulbs. They even got a camera.
It ain't my affair out there, Luke. That's Kate's.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. Snap out of it and get your collar on. You want your picture took, don't you?
No, you go ahead.
Now, look, Grandpa, that picture wouldn't be complete without you. I mean, after all, who was it that talked Kate into entering that contest, huh? Grandpa Amos McCoy, that's who it was.
Well, I guess I did drop a little faith in a piccalilli jar at that.
And who got us such a good deal money-wise?
Well, if my memory serves me right, that could be me, too.
Right. Now, the picture they's taking out there is of the signing of the contract. And if you ain't one of the stars of that, I don't know who is.
You know, I'm beginning to see what you mean, Luke.
Good.
It's like taking a picture of the sign of the Declaration of Independence without George Washington.
Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
Very naturally, just hold the pen in your hand on the contract as though you were signing it.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so sorry. This ought to be a nice picture for the Food Trade magazine.
Hold it. Don't squeeze your birdie yet.
How'd it look? Yeah, well, I ain't never had a suit on at this time before. I'm usually in my work clothes.
Excuse me.
Where'd you want us?
I don't know. Mr. Prentice.
Is this the contract signed picture in it?
Yes.
Luke was over that side, Kate.
That's where I was, right next to
And I think
Excuse
I was right here.
I was right over here, yeah.
I was right here.
Right here.
Prentice, I think you was right here.
Mr. Prentice, this is not the way we set this thing up.
Hash, we'll give you a chance to click her right now. Just a minute. You ready, Luke?
Yeah.
Now.
Did you get it? I heard it click.
Oh, that's my goddamn garter snapped. Hold everything. I don't want my picture took with sagging socks.
Mr. McCoy,
Be right with you.
the story is more clearly told if there is just the two of us in the picture.
Well, you know best, but I still think Kate ought to be in it.
Grandpa, I think Mr. Prentice means just him and me.
Oh, and you don't want Luke in the picture neither?
I'm afraid not. Now, Mrs. McCoy, as I said, hold the pen very naturally in your hand on the paper. That's it.
You know, I get a feeling, Luke, that this is only the beginning. Now, you take it from your old grandpa. There's a change coming over this house. It's a big change. And we only been piccalilli in 2 days.
Well, if you want to know the truth, we never should have been so gall darn anxious to get mixed up in this whole deal.
Yeah, I'll go along with you on that. A home is a man's castle, but this is a woman's castle. And that woman is your wife.
You ain't blaming me for all this.
Well, you're the one that had to go and marry a wonderful cook.
Well, you passed on her. You give her my hand.
Well, I never felt so bad about something good in all my life. Get up there now and mash down on that start a couple times. See if this goddamn thing will get going. Darn iron mule. Coughing and a sputtering. You'd think she had the engine croup.
We better give up on that carburetor, Grandpa. It's just no good. The float won't float. The choke floods it when it shouldn't. I tell you, it's just a dying thing is what it is.
Senor Grandpa, look. How come you're not up in the house when Senora Kay was fixing the recipe? Senor Prentice is there.
We got more important things to do than hang around the kitchen.
We got to fix that carburetor.
I don't understand you two. Here you are, the grandfather and the husband of a very wealthy woman. Tell her to buy you a new carburetor.
Wait and fix it.
But it's silly. In a few weeks, the money will be pouring in. She can buy you 10 carburetors.
We don't want 10 carburetors. We'll fix this one. Right, Luke?
Right.
Ooh, I think you're crazy.
Hope I never see the day when I have to take a carburetor from a woman.
Mrs. McCoy, do I understand you correctly that you have to go to all this trouble just with the pickles alone?
That's my secret.
The pickling process alone covers 10 pages.
All right, let's get on with it.
Well, the next step would be to add an eeny of white mustard seed. Mm-hmm.
Would you say a pinch?
Oh, not a whole pinch. Maybe a ladyfinger-sized pinch. And then you let some run out.
How much do you let run out?
That a dibby?
But Dibby.
You know, Grandpa,
Hmm?
I was thinking. You know, instead of looking on the dark side of this thing, maybe we'll look on the bright side.
Well, is there one?
Well, I mean, seeing as how all this money's coming in, maybe we ought to stop trying to run this farm and just force ourselves to live prosperous.
What do you mean, Luke?
Well, we could start out by sleeping every morning till 8 o'clock. Might be fun.
Yeah. They say a body can get used to most anything. We can put on our new suits and go shopping and drink phosphates all day if we felt like it.
We just go fishing or play checkers whenever we wanted to.
Watch the traffic.
There's a million things we could do. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, Luke. You know, we just painted ourselves a pretty picture, but we never hang it on the wall.
Senor Grandpa, look! I got terrible news. You better start fixing the carburetor. The recipe's no good.
What are you talking about?
Senor Prentice and the lady just left. They say it is too expensive to make Senora Kay speak a lily.
Too expensive?
See, too many things in it. It's no good for a big company. They will make no profits.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Senora Kay is up there crying her eyes out. She feels so bad you will not have all this money.
What? Then you mean the whole deal's off?
See?
Come on, Well, she thinks she let us down.
Yeah. Hey, Luke, I got an idea. I tell you what we'll do.
Kate, me and Grandpa want to talk to you.
Luke, I got some bad news to tell you.
Well, whatever it is, it can wait. Now, listen, me and Grandpa, we've been talking over this piccalilli situation, and, well, I'm here to tell you right here and now that you've got to give it up.
But, Luke...
I don't want no back talk. I decided that I don't want no wife of mine to go traipsing all over the country. Ain't that right, Grandpa?
Yeah. We decided it was more important to have you here with us. We all need you. Not only Luke here, but me and the kids, too.
And as far as the money goes, well, me and Grandpa, we always been able to do the providing. So I'm afraid I'm just going to have to ask you to give up this piccalilli stuff.
If you really feel that way, Luke...
That's what we want. So that's that, sugar babe.
Well, I'll see you two later.
Where you going, Grandpa?
Oh, I just thought I'd go down and see if I can trade in a bicycle for a carburetor.
The real McCoys. starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Being as how we're McCoys, which almost includes Pepina here, I guess you know why we're all here. 50% of our farm is bug infested, and the county agent says that... Tell him what the county agent says, Luke, will you?
The county agent says that even after we get through spraying and spreading them expensive chemicals, we won't be able to grow anything for at least 3 months.
Wow. How are we going to get along, Grandpa?
Well, I guess we get along the same as us McCoys has always got along. Just have to pull in our belts and put our shoulders to the wheel, and somehow or some way we'll get back on our feet again.
Well, I can help, Grandpa. I bet you I can get some more subscriptions on my paper route if I try real hard.
Well, while you're about it, ask about mowing a few lawns, huh?
Okay, Grandpa.
Ed Swanson's been wanting me to do some sawing. Of course, it ain't top wages. He's the only one in the county that pays less than we do. But it'll help.
Good boy, Luke.
I can get some more jobs babysitting, and that'll save on supper money because they always tell me to help myself to the refrigerator.
Grandpa, I'm sure I can get more dressmaking work. That is, if you stay out of the fitting room with your insulting remarks.
Well, you tell your customers to quit asking my opinion.
Grandpa, I can make some extra money. I have a big talent for unskilled labor.
No, Pepina, we don't expect nothing from you.
But I thought I was like one of the family.
Well, when things is good, you are a McCoy, but when things is bad, why, you're just a full-fledged outsider.
But that's not fair.
Well, you see, Pepino, we're responsible to you when things is bad, but well, you ain't responsible to us.
But if things are bad, I don't want no money. You can keep my salary.
Now, look, Pepina, you work hard for your wages, and we're going to see that you get every penny of it when we get back on our feet.
Senor Grandpa, if I am a member of the family, I have a right to be as bad off as anybody else.
No, don't feel that way. We love you just like one of the family, and we appreciate what you're offering to do for us.
Well, all I know is for somebody who was told he was part of the family, I'll be better off as a stranger.
Gee, Grandpa, do you think we hurt his feelings?
He just don't understand us McCoys. We just can't play favorites, Kate. Now, if we take charity from him, we're going to take it from everybody.
All you McCoys up there, even though they say I am not a McCoy, I am, almost. So I'll find some way to help my family, and they will never know. Excuse me, I gotta get busy. Carlos, this guitar sounds different than any other guitar.
What is different?
It sings. It has a soul. Look, if I didn't need the money to help my family, I will never sell it. I will sell it to you for just one price. $10. No less than 9.
Are you crazy, eh? What need have I got for a guitar? What am I going to do? 7.
8.5.
Let us not talk about it anymore. I just don't want it. 7.5.
7.5. Carlos, the phone numbers in the back of the guitar are worth more than that.
7.5.
All right, 7.5.
7.
$7 for a guitar that sounds like this?
Bien de mi vida, ven a mis brazos, te necesito, pues si no vienes, temo que mi vida sea un fracaso y tú me vayas a olvidar.
Oh, you sing so beautiful, and you're so cute.
Can I scratch your telephone number and your name in the back of my guitar, please? Well, Carlos, what do you say?
All right. All right, I will give you $30.
$30? Sold.
Here's $30 for the guitar. And you.
Well, I don't understand.
It's very simple, Peppino. You see, you come to work here every night, eh? You play the guitar, you sing the song. At the end of the week, $30.
Carlos, you mean it?
Hey, 1 week, uncancelable.
Gracias, mi amigo, gracias.
If you do good and you throw the crowd in, I will raise you $5 more.
Carlos, you're a wonderful man. You don't know what you have done for me and my family.
Ah, Peppino, please, please. You are a good man, I am a good man. You got a big heart, I got big heart. You're generous, I'm generous. ¿Bebe tequila?
Sí, gracias.
¿Sal?
Mhm.
¿Limón?
Un limoncito, sí.
And tequila.
Saludita.
There will be 35 cents.
That was real good apple pie, Sugar Babe.
Well, thank you, Luke.
Sure was, Kate. See, how about this last piece here, huh?
I'm saving that for Peppino.
Oh, I didn't want it anyways.
Where is Peppino?
Oh, I seen him leaving the barn for town a few hours ago.
Yeah, I seen him, too. He had his guitar with him, and he had on his singing clothes.
Yeah, he's sure gonna warm up some balcony tonight.
You know, it's just amazing. He's suffering and moaning with us about us and our troubles, and just like that, the pain's all gone, and he's probably out now in some cantina dancing a caramba or something.
Grandpa, you told him not to worry. You told him it wasn't his problem.
Yeah, well, you don't even need to have such a goddamn good time of covering up his misery.
Silencio, por favor, ¿eh? Muy buenas noches, señores, señoras, señoritas. Me, Carlos Guadalupe, welcome you to this place that I have owned for 17 years in 4 different locations. I have a big surprise for you. I am going to introduce to you a new policy in LGBT. Showbiz. I have the great pleasure and the great honor to present to you the star of our show, the Señorita Slayer of the San Fernando Valley, Peppino Garcia.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think you killed all the mosquitoes. Thank you very much. I would like to start my program tonight by singing for you a bunch of brand new old favorites. I'd like to start by singing for you She Forgot to Put Out Her Cigarette or The Kiss of Fire. If you don't like that, I will sing for you The Moon Was Yellow, and I was pretty scared myself. Now I will sing for you Cuánto Le Gusta, which means in English, the same thing. Cuánto me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta. Cuánto me gusta el gusto y toda la parranda y todos si me ven beber. ¿Qué haré para enamorar a esa pérfida mujer? Cuánto me gusta el gusto y toda la parranda y todos si me ven beber. ¿Qué haré para enamorar a esa pérfida mujer? Bello es amar a una mujer que sepa amar. Porque el amor es traicionero, soy parrandero, ¿para qué lo he de negar? Cuánto me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta. Where we going, what are we gonna do? We're on our way to somewhere, the 3 of us and you. What will be there, who will be there, what will be the big surprise? They may be señoritas with dark and flashy eyes. We're on our way, pack up your pack, and if we stay, we won't come back. How can we go? We haven't got a dime, but we're going and we're gonna have a happy time. ¿Cuánto le gusta, le gusta, le gusta, le gusta, le gusta, le gusta? ¿Cuánto le gusta a usted, le gusta a usted, le gusta a usted? ¿Cuánto le gusta a usted?
Time to go to work. Peppino.
Thank you very much. You made me very happy.
Peppino! Peppino, wake up!
Senor Grandpa, look.
Come on, we got bugs to kill. It's 5 after 6. A practical waste the whole day away here.
Get your work clothes on.
Let's get with it. Sun and rise. Thank you very much. And now I would like to sing for you the story of my life, which I made up myself. My name is Pepino, and I work up on a farm. I milk the cows and pitch the hay and clean up in the barn. I don't make many pesos, and I always ask the raise. But Senor Grandpa rolls his eyes, and then he always says, Pepino, Pepino, you love to take siestas all the time. Pepino, Pepino, you're happy, but you haven't got a dime. Conchita and Lolita make me loco in the head. If Conchita meets Lolita, then I wish that I was dead. 'Cause I promised my Conchita that I always will be true. But I forgot that I had promised my Lolita too. Pepino, 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 you love to take siestas all the time. Pepino, 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 I'm happy, but I haven't got a dime. Senor Grandpa told me that I will have to pitch the hay. Now Senor Grandpa is mad because I'm sleeping all the day. He says I have to do the work, and maybe he's right. But Senor Grandpa doesn't know I cha-cha last night. Pepino, 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 you love to take siestas all the time. Pepino, 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 I'm happy, but I haven't got it. I'm happy, but I haven't got a dime.
Glad to see you up and getting dressed, Buffini.
Yeah, let's get to work. We got a lot more spraying to do today.
That's the first thing he's been good for all week.
They love you, and I love you too. Gracias, Carlos. But now I must get home. Senor Grandpa warned me. Tomorrow's a big day, and I gotta get some rest. Of course, Pepino, you must rest. And you know what night this is, eh? This is pay night. This is gonna make you happy, no? Very much. I am going to take the money home, and I'm gonna put it away in a place where Senor Grandpa can find it. Because if I give it to him, he won't take it. Oh. He's very proud, eh? Like we are. Well, that's all right. And now, about you, Pete. The deal that we have made is that you're going to get $20 a week, eh? $20 a week? You thief, you crook. You said 35. You can't get away with this, Carlos. I'll sue you. Go ahead and sue me. You're still going to get $40. $40? Carlos! You're so wonderful. You're so kind-hearted. You're so good. Have a tequila. Have a tamale. It's in the house. Now I must get home. Pepino, you hear something? Pepino. They are calling for you, my friend. Pepino. Carlos, with all the spraying I have to do tomorrow, I gotta get some sleep. Pepino. All right, one more song. 10, 2. Meet you halfway. 9.
never know.
Peanut,
Senor Grandpa.
this is the last insulting straw. I warned you how much work we had to do today.
Well, Senor Grandpa,
And here you come home just before dawn and dancing around the kitchen making a lot of noise and just reeking of tamales.
well, Senor Grandpa, I was just... I promise you, I will never do it again.
You're God done right you won't do it again. Because you're fired. You're through. Now get.
Well, Senor Grandpa, you wouldn't do that to me. You couldn't.
Peppina, you heard what I said. Now you get out of here and don't you never come back no more.
But, Senor Grandpa...
And you wanted to be looked on like one of the family. Go on, get. Get.
Grandpa, I just don't see how you could have fired him.
I miss him. It won't be the same with him not around.
Once and for all, forget it. We got a lot of important figuring to do. We got to figure out if we got enough money betwixt us and the cookie jar here to pay that chemical bill.
Babysitting, $2.85.
I still don't think it's right.
Oh, now look, sugar babe, this is all spilt milk. There ain't no sense in re-slopping it.
Grandpa, how could you?
Well, how could he do what he done, but he done it? All right, little Luke.
$5.54.
Poor little Peppino. Probably broke his heart clean through.
$11 smack dab even.
All right, Mrs. District Attorney. You got anything to report?
$7.50. And I still think it's awful about Peppino.
Well, you wouldn't think it was so awful if you seen all the work me and Luke had to do, all by ourselves, without no help.
I'm about ready to collapse.
How much do you figure that amounts to there, Luke?
Oh, we got about $27.
That and the $3 in the cookie jar, it only makes about 30, don't it?
That's right, Grandpa. We ain't gonna have enough money for the fertilizer.
Well, what do you mean, Lou?
Well, you see, after we get through spraying, we gotta have fertilizer to condition the soil and get it back into shape.
You mean all the work you done may have gone for nothing?
Well, maybe not, Kate. Maybe with this we'll have enough to pay the chemical bill.
Where'd all that money come from?
I don't know.
It didn't get there by itself. This money tastes of tamales.
What's that got to do? Tamales!
What is it, Grandpa?
Well, that's what Peppino smelled of last night when he was dancing around the kitchen.
It must have been Peppino.
But, sugar babe, where would he get this kind of money?
Well, who knows, but he got it, didn't he? And all to help us.
Oh. I'm all shriveled up and ashamed inside. I don't think I'll be able to get over what I done to him as long as I live.
We've got to go to town and find Peppino.
Yeah, and I got to tell him how sorry I am.
Put this money back in the cookie jar and make sure he gets something to eat.
Tippy 10.
Well, we might as well try here, too.
Well, what does Peppino be doing in the French restaurant?
Well, let's go in and look anyway.
Well, I don't see him anyplace.
Peppino, all right, I know you are sad, but you know, the show must go on. I say this to myself, Carlos. I say, Peppino, the show must go on. You know what I answer? What? Who cares?
See, he ain't in here. I even looked under the tables.
Poor Peppino.
Don't you see that seeing in front of the people, hearing their laughter, their applause, this will help you to forget? Please.
All right, Carlos, just for you.
Well, there ain't no place else to look.
Nope, this is the last place, all right. Poor little fella probably went back home to Tijuana.
I guess we better go back home ourselves.
Wait a minute.
And I work.
Do you hear what I think I hear?
I milk the cow.
I think so.
Pitch the hay.
I know so.
And clean up in the barn. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I could sing the song. I tried, but no.
What do you mean, no?
Senor Grandpa.
You gotta sing. No McCoy ever give up.
A McCoy? I am a McCoy?
Pina Garcia, you're a real McCoy.
Pepino. Pepino. You love to take siestas all the time. Pepino. 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 I'm happy, but I haven't got it. I'm happy, but I haven't got a dog.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
You finally got a report card I ain't ashamed to sign.
Better than that. The Grange is going to have a father and son contest this Saturday with games and prizes and everything.
No fooling.
Oh, that sounds real exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I asked Mr. Johnson to be okay if I enter with my big brother, and he said okay.
That's great. We're going to make a pretty good team, too. You know that? You got to come along and watch us, Sugar Babe.
Well, of course. Grandpa may be cheering y'all.
Hey, Luke, I bet you and me will win a lot of prizes.
No reason why we shouldn't, huh, Sugar Babe?
Well, I hope so, Luke. Of course, there'll be a lot of good teams competing.
Oh, we'll skunk them good.
You bet.
Yeah! Luke's strong.
Well, I don't claim to be no Hercules, but bucking all them sacks of chicken feed don't make a man a weakling either. Feel that muscle there. Feel that.
Wow.
Did Mr. Johnson say what kind of games they're going to have?
They don't know yet. They're going to have a committee decide. Grandpa!
I don't know what's going to give away first, my back or them tree stumps.
Grandpa, you ain't heard the news.
What news?
There's going to be a father and son day at the Grange with games and prizes.
And ain't no reason why a whole slew of them prizes shouldn't end up right here at the McCoy house.
I think you two will make a wonderful father and son team.
Well, now, Kate, that's rightly nice of you to say that.
Huh?
Me and little Luke will win as easy as shucking golden bantam in July. Prize there, zip another prize there. Huh?
Yeah, but Grandpa...
It was just like that day at the Calhoun Fair when I won all them prizes. And I said to myself, why, I'll never get these home unless I have a wheelbarrow. And I went right out and win the wheelbarrow.
When was that, Grandpa?
Oh, a few years back.
1916, wasn't it?
Well, how should I know? Can't expect a man to remember every goddamn little detail.
I'll get it.
Grandpa, I ain't never figured on entering with you.
What Little Luke means is he didn't think you'd be interested. Ain't that what you meant, Little Luke?
Mr. Johnson from the Grange, he wants to talk to you, Grandpa.
Oh, me? Well, he probably wants to talk about Father and Sunday, me and little Luke.
I'm going to tell him the truth. Oh, he just can't enter in that father and son stuff.
Didn't you see the way Grandpa's face lit up when he thought he was going to be in the games with you?
Well, it'd just break his heart if you was to tell him you didn't want him. He's always sort of looked at himself as a hero to you.
But Grandpa's older than those fathers. We won't have a chance.
Now, Kate's right. It's nice to win, but it ain't everything.
Oh, gee, I told all the kids I was going to win all the prizes. I thought it was going to be you and me, Luke.
It's going to be you and Grandpa, and I don't want to hear another word about it.
Well, it ain't fair. I'm not going to do it.
What is he saying going to do, little Luke?
Oh, Grandpa, he was just saying he didn't feel like doing his homework.
Well, that's easy to understand. The boy's all excited about practicing for them games. Ain't that right, little Luke? Well, now you just be patient. We'll get to that tomorrow. Now, go on. Do your homework. You just don't know how to handle the boy, that's all.
What do they want on the phone, Grandpa?
Oh, they just wanted me to be on the committee for picking the games for the Father and Sunday. They're going to have a meeting tomorrow, too.
Oh? Well, seeing as how you're going to be an official, I guess maybe that won't allow you no time to be in the games, too.
Oh, I'll manage, Luke. I just don't want to disappoint the boy, break his little heart.
Of course, them fathers, Grandpa, they're going to be lots younger than you are.
Yeah, I thought about that, Luke. Putting an older man in amongst them young fellas, it just ain't fair.
Well, that's exactly what I mean, yeah.
But someday, when I'm ready to step aside, they'll have a chance to win some prizes, too. Now, this just so happens to be one of my specialties. Why, back in West Virginia, I won this event 3 times running. Now, we want the path there, see?
But gee, Grandpa.
Now, look, little Luke, do like I tell you. And the main thing is keep a steady hand.
Okay.
Now, look, don't get nervous. Because nobody with a fidget ever won a potato race. You ready? Set, go. Hey, you done good. See, you only dropped it once.
Yeah, my hand started shaking.
Well, that's because you ain't had experience like me, you see. Now, there's one thing you got to do, and that is... Well, that's where that gum went that I was chewing.
Grandpa, I don't know why we're practicing all these crazy games anyway.
Well, you want to win prizes, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't think they'll play any games like this.
Oh, why, your old grandpa's on the game-shooting committee, ain't he?
Yeah, but...
Well, that's all that's important. Now, before we get to practicing corn husking, let's get back to ducking for apples.
We already did that.
Well, you ain't snagged nothing yet. Now, come on over here. Now, let's see. The trouble is, you ain't getting your jaws open wide enough.
I'll open them as wide as I can.
Well, now, look, if that's the way you feel about it, we ain't going to win nothing. Now, I'm going to start you off with this here apple. Now, that ain't championship size, but it'd be good training for you.
I'll try.
Now, play her up again the side of the top. Play her off to the side of the top. Come on, snag it. Snap at it. Don't leave it get away from you. Deeper.
Oh, Grandpa.
Just ain't getting them jaws open.
Grandpa, these are the jaws I was born with.
Now, don't get excited. We can try it again tomorrow.
Oh, can I go now?
Yes, you can go now. I got to go to the meeting anyways. Say, write out a list of the names of them games we've been playing so as I can take it along with me, will you?
All right.
Little bitty apple. Just can't believe he's got my blood in him.
Listen, what do you run through the...
Oh, yeah, this is what we got so far. We got the relay race, tug of war, Indian wrestling, a baseball game, and a broad jump.
Sounds like a pretty good program to me, Roy. Yeah, I think that ought to satisfy everybody. And I wouldn't want to see it no tougher. After all, a lot of us fathers are past 40. Hey, Frank?
Oh, you speak for yourself.
Sorry I'm late, boys.
Oh, hi, Amos. Come on in.
Okay,
Sit down.
Amos.
Sit down.
Let's get things moving here. I hereby call this meeting to order. Get a list of the games I brought along, work them all out. Now, we can all vote unanimous on this and get on home. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
What are you doing? Amos, what are you trying to pull here?
Trying to pull? Just trying to save you fellas some work, that's all.
We have it all worked out already.
What do you got on that list? Holy smokes. Ducking for apples.
Well, now let me tell you something. If that game is played right, that can be real rough and tumble. I see many an apple ducker have to get himself pumped out.
Get a load of the rest of this. Potato race, corn husking contest, checkers, pie eating, and mumbly peg.
Amos, you want our sons to disown us?
Yeah, that's something like they'd play down at the old folks' home.
Well, now you listen to me. I played them games when I was but 20-year-old, and they're still good today.
Oh, now look, Amos, things have
Oh,
changed.
now, hold it, Frank. Amos, by any chance, are you figuring on going into these games with your little grandson?
How can you ask such a silly question? Naturally, I'm going in with them.
Amos, don't you think you're a little too old for baseball, tug-of-war, and Indian wrestling?
I ain't too old for nothing. And when I was figuring out this list of games here, I was thinking of you fellas.
Oh, now look, Amos.
Yes, that's true. You fellas is just at the dangerous age. Me, I'm in my late 60s. Anything that is going to get busted on me is already busted.
Amos, we'll make you one of the judges.
This recalls to mind Obie Pringle at the Oddfellows picnic in West Virginia. He won but your age, Roy. Come the relay races, Obie throwed his back out 10 yards from the finish line. He was bent over for years after. It wasn't until he fell head first into a quarry that he got himself straightened out again.
All right, now that's enough talk. We all want to get home. We got it all set, boys. The games are set, and we're going to do them as they are.
All right. If you fellas want muscle games, it's okay with me.
Now, Amos, be sensible. You're not a kid anymore. Now, I tell you what we'll do. We'll let you hand out the prizes. Now, how's that?
Hand out the prizes?
Yeah.
Well, there's only one trouble with that.
What's that?
I just get a little bit embarrassed. Handing out the prizes to myself. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They want muscle games, we'll show them.
Grandpa, these sash weights are too heavy.
Well, now, look, if it's too much for you, why, I don't want you to overdo it. Look at that. Begin to bulge already. Come Saturday, we'll be busting out of our shirt sleeves.
Well, he's got that sash weight, too. You know, there ain't hardly a window in this whole house that'll stay open.
Luke, I'm worried about Grandpa overexerting himself. Can't you reason with him?
Reason with Grandpa? Well, you sound like you just moved in. Besides, what am I going to tell him anyways? You know how he thinks that little Luke is counting on him, and he's mighty touchy about that.
Well, at least you could go down there and try to get him to take it easy.
Well, all right. This ain't no harm in trying. But you know Grandpa. He's got it in his mind to be the world's champion.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Have me, little Luke. Oh, howdy, Luke.
Grandpa, I want to talk to you.
Can I be excused?
Yeah, you can be excused now, but you got to keep on practicing, remember.
Okay.
Now, look,
Give me your hand, Luke. Come on.
My hand? What?
Indian wrestling.
Grandpa, I'm 40 years younger than you are.
Age don't mean nothing here. Well, I've been bulging my muscles for 20 minutes. Come on now. You ready? Set, go. I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready?
Well, you was the one that ready, set, and goed the thing.
Now, you want to talk or you want to wrestle? Ready, set, go. Doggone, he's so slick I couldn't get a foothold here.
Now, look. Grandpa, would you just listen to me for a minute, please? There's some of these games that you ain't going to be able to compete in. So, why don't you just take it easy?
Well, look, Luke, I got a little boy counting on me. I'm his hero. Now, if you're done talking, I'll get on with my exercising.
Well, such as?
Well, I got a little practicing the tug of war to do. Give me that rope over there. And I want you to quit fussing about me because I'm in great shape. You see how springy I am?
Herman is winning.
No, he ain't. I'm just as stubborn as he is.
Well, it's a good thing Herman is not a father. He'll win all the prizes.
I bet you I could beat him in engine wrestling.
You want to try the tug of war again?
No, I'll leave him go. Go on in the house and get little Luke's baseball and bat with you. I might need sharpening up on that.
Baseball? What, Senor Grandpa?
Go on, do like I tell you, and get my eyeglasses while you're about it.
You mean you need your eyeglasses to see the ball?
No, I just want to see where the ball lands after I hit it, you ninny. Now go on, like I tell you.
What time does the game start, Luke?
Oh, we're supposed to be there about 12 o'clock.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not looking forward to this one little bit.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, Grandpa. I got your breakfast already.
Good, good.
How you feeling, Grandpa?
Oh, just fine. Never better. All that training worked out just great. I reached my peak of condition right here on the day of the games.
Grandpa, I don't want you to flare up or nothing, but are you sure you're up to it?
Now, look, the next time somebody asks me that, I'll show them I'm up to it.
I asked you not to flare up.
I ain't flaring up.
What is it you're doing now, then?
Well, there's a lot of difference between loud talking and flaring up. Now, why don't you just go on and read your newspaper and leave me eat my breakfast? I'm just saving my right arm for pitching. You satisfied?
I suppose you're saving your back for pitching, too?
Man can't eat his breakfast in peace no more.
Now, Grandpa, just sit there and eat your breakfast. And, Luke, you stop talking.
I done lost my appetite.
Morning, Grandpa.
Morning, little Luke. Well, this is the day, ain't it?
Yeah, Grandpa.
Yeah, how you feeling in the pink?
Oh, I feel all right.
Me, too. Say, we're going to win ourselves a lot of prizes out there today. Now, you go and get yourself a good breakfast, and I'll see you later.
What's the matter with Grandpa?
Well, if you don't know, I don't know who should.
He's knocked himself out trying to be in them games with you.
Well, I didn't want to go into the games with him in the first place. Everybody will laugh at us.
Well, now, wouldn't you think that a 12-year-old boy would understand just a little bit of this?
Please, Luke, you just make things worse.
What am I supposed to understand?
You're supposed to understand that... What's the use?
Luke, sit down, little Luke. I'll get you your breakfast.
Gee, I didn't do anything.
Luke, I don't know about anything else, but Grandpa just can't enter them games today. You see the condition he's in.
Well, you seen what happened when I tried to bring it up.
Well, I don't care. We're just going to have to come right out and say no then.
What about him thinking that he's such a hero to this sweet little boy here? Why, if he's got to admit that he ain't the man that he used to be, well, with Grandpa's pride, he ain't never going to be the same again.
I don't care. He just can't go through with it. Luke, you're going to have to take his place.
Well, all right. But I don't know as I'm going to look forward to it with a teammate who just don't appreciate nothing.
Come on, we might as well get it over with.
Come in. Do you want to talk about something?
Yeah, Grandpa.
Grandpa, it's about the games.
What about the games?
Well, me and Kate, we was thinking.
Kate! Oh!
That's little Luke.
Kate! Oh, Kate! Oh!
Luke, what happened?
Oh, I busted my ankle. Oh, I slipped on those gosh darn steps.
Wait a minute, now where does it hurt? Here?
Oh!
Don't feel broke. Maybe it's just a sprain.
Let's take him inside.
Come on, give me your hand. Boy. Just take it easy now, little Luke. Just sit yourself down there.
Yeah.
Does it hurt you real bad?
Oh, like blazes, Grandpa.
Well, I'll go get some witch hazel and compress.
He's going to need some bandages and some gauze and tape and a lot of it.
I'll get him.
Boy, Grandpa. Looks like I won't be able to be in the games. I sure do feel sorry for not giving you the chance to win all them prizes.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it.
But we'll win them next year, Grandpa. Boy, we'll really win them. We're the greatest team ever.
Is that what hurt you?
Oh, that's it, all right, Grandpa. Oh, that's it.
Now, little Luke, you can just stop your play acting.
What do you mean, Grandpa?
When I just grabbed a hold of your left ankle instead of your right one, it hurt you just as much. Or was it just as little? I know, little Luke. You probably done it. Just because you thought I was pushing myself a little too hard, didn't you?
You were a little out of shape, Grandpa. Well, it wasn't because you were too old or anything like that.
Oh, of course not, of course not. Guess maybe you was trying to spare me from having to tell you face to face that I ain't quite the fireball that I used to be.
Grandpa, you're still real good. You're the greatest.
Sure, sure. But you know, little Luke, there comes a time in all us big heroes' lives when we just has to retire. But you're going in there with a substitute. Your big brother Luke.
Golly! Thanks, Grandpa.
Of course, I ain't half as much a man as Grandpa.
I reckon nobody is. I'll get ready, Luke.
Grandpa, that was a mighty fine thing you done.
I didn't know he was faking. Well, you were sure sharp to see through him, all right.
And putting Luke in as your substitute. Grandpa, that was real sweet.
Well, keep on talking. I'll tell you when to stop.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Read it to me again, will you, Luke?
Well, it ain't changed none, Grandpa. I printed it down just like you told me. It says, property of little Luke McCoy.
Does have an ownership ring to it, don't it?
Why, when little Luke gets home from school today, he's going to be the proudest boy in the whole county.
You know, Luke, it sort of wells me up inside when I see a boy get his first dirt. Sort of takes me back to the time my pappy gave me my first piece of land. Twa'n't much, just enough for 2 tomato plants, some radishes, and a row of lettuce. Why, my first crop was one good salad. Done it. Fix up a big surprise for a boy and don't even come home from school.
I can't understand it. He's usually home by now. Unless he stopped at the creek to try to catch some pollywogs.
Oh, he done that all weekend. He's all pollywogged out. Was he over at the Simpsons?
No, Eddie said little Luke stayed after school in science class.
Of all the days, this one day he has to get himself in trouble.
Well, he may have taken off after Nat Pike. It seems Nat called him a rotten egg yesterday.
Well, now, I'm going to drive on into school and see what's going on.
Now, Grandpa, don't go doing nothing rash. We don't want you in trouble with the teacher.
What can he do to me? You stick me in the corner with one of them pointy hats?
Here's a couple more, Mr. Weber.
Oh, thanks, little Luke. Hey, very good. You're going to make a fine assistant.
Boy, I sure do hope so. I just love hanging around chemistry.
Little Luke!
Grandpa!
Don't you wash no more of them dishes till I explain to the teacher that this punishment is a mistake.
Well, Mr.
Now,
McCoy,
he had a right to poke Nat Pike in the nose. Being called a rotten egg might not mean nothing to you, but when your folks is in the egg business, it's an insult to the whole goddamn family.
Luke isn't being punished, Mr. McCoy.
You mean you got a dishwashing team and he made it?
Grandpa, I'm Mr. Weber's assistant.
And you ain't in trouble?
On the contrary.
Well, if that's a fact, I owe you apology for coming barging in like I done. My name is Amos McCoy, grandfather of the grandson here.
John Weber, delighted.
Yeah, that's all right.
You see, I always make my outstanding science student my assistant for the term.
Well, I think it's a good idea for a young fella to be able to make a little extra money.
Grandpa, I don't get paid for it.
Well, what's the honor in it?
Grandpa, the honor is just the fun of being able to stay here.
You mean to say it's fun to stay after school?
Boy, as a natural scientist, it's fun.
Natural scientist? Hogwash. Why, this boy's all farm. He's got dirt in his blood.
Oh, I disagree with you, Mr. McCoy. Take a look at this. Little Luke's aptitude test. Structural visualization, 130. Creative imagination, 127. Personality pattern, subjective. All this coupled with a high IQ. Now, what does this mean?
Well, don't you know? It's your piece of paper.
It shows that little Luke might make a fine scientist when he grows up.
Well, Mr. Weber, if you ask me, I'd say that paper was just a sneaky way of getting around the child labor law.
Grandpa, it isn't.
Now you come on home, little Luke. I got to surprise you.
Well, I'm staying here, Grandpa.
You're going home.
But my job.
You've just been fired.
Once in a lifetime, a gifted McCoy comes along and Grandpa slams the door right in his face.
Do you really believe this aptitude test is true?
Well, I most certainly do, Luke. But they can tell a whole lot more about people now than they used to.
We could just be sure.
Luke, it's a big chance for him to make something out of his life and not have to worry all the time. To have a nice home and a good career. To live a good life.
Oh.
Not like ours.
Oh, Luke. Now, you know I didn't mean it like that. Well, you done real good.
I don't know, Sugar Babe. I mean, Grandpa's made all them plans and he...
Grandpa, plans, Grandpa. Luke, whose life is this? Little Luke's or Grandpa's? You love little Luke, don't you?
Of course I do.
All right, then. Speak to Grandpa.
All right. I'll talk to him. Little Luke, a scientist. You know, it's hard to believe that between them two dirty little ears, there beats a prize-winning brain.
That's the way we feel about it. All right, Luke, you made your point. You and Kate say he's going to be a scientist. I say he's going to be a farmer.
But the boy loves it, Grandpa.
Yeah.
He's just a natural scientist.
Yeah, and 2 weeks from now, he'll be a natural baseballer or want to be a natural midget in the circus.
Oh, now, Grandpa.
Now, look, Luke, you know I want but 13-year-old when I wanted to be a railroad engineer? Why, I spent so much time in the roundhouse, I had circles under my eyes. Then my pappy showed me the handwriting on my wall and got me back to the farm where I belong.
Well, I'm sorry, Grandpa, but me and Kate, we still think that little Luke ought to keep on with his science.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah. And we're going to encourage him all that we can.
Well, do as you will, Luke. But 10 years from now, when you're walking around this here farm and you see a 6-foot-tall, blonde-headed man hoeing tomatoes, be nice to him, Luke. Because he's your brother. All right. All right, now, little Luke. I'll hold a tomato plant in there, and you fill in around it. Luke!
What's wrong, Grandpa?
Well, you planting my hand along with the tomato. I wonder if a hand bush would have grown if I'd left it there. I told you there's a lot of fun in farming. You having a lot of fun, ain't you?
Oh, sure, Grandpa. I'm having a real swell time.
Yeah, a lot more fun than washing scientific dishes, ain't it? Well, let's get on to the next one here. Well...
Holy smokes! Is this all for me, Kate?
I picked it up for Mr. Weber. We both agreed it'd be a good idea for you to do some extra work.
Boy, it's got everything. I can do the whole first year's book of experiments.
Hi, Sugar. Well, what's all this doing here?
Well, I'm going to do some experimenting here at home.
I went to see Mr. Weber today, Luke. I figured an explanation was necessary.
Well, he give you all this stuff, did he?
He lent it to us.
Well, better not let Grandpa see none of this, or he's going to blow sky high.
Gee, Kate, I forgot all about Grandpa.
Now, don't you worry none about him.
Huh?
Well, I'm not telling you to go again, your Grandpa.
Well, it's just that we don't want to cut you off from your science altogether.
You sure Grandpa won't mind?
Well, of course not. I mean, you think your Grandpa was unreasonable or something. It might be best if you used to work on the experiment in our bedroom.
Hey, now, don't you worry none, little Luke.
Where's everybody?
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is where you hide now, huh? Well, I might have known this where they'd find you sneaking an extra lemonade.
Well, I ain't drinking no lemonade.
Well, you're drinking suction. Say, where this come from? I've never seen these before.
Them some new glasses I got.
Fruit juice glasses.
Oh, yeah? Them stores would come up with anything new just to get a housewife to spend the money with you.
Oh, and I got it free.
They drink fine if a body had a little birdie mouth. You ain't pulling my leg, are you?
Huh?
The bottom's round. How to set them down?
Well, you see, that's mostly for kids, you see, that won't drink their fruit juice. You can't set it down until you're finished.
Boy, when drink his fruit juice, you gotta do something. We're here, Kate.
Oh, hi. Grandpa, coffee?
Yeah, please, Kate.
You too, sugar.
You say, Luke, we better get that hay in the loft this afternoon. It's going to rain tonight. My knuckles is acting up again.
Well, I don't trust him anymore, Grandpa. Last week you said it was going to rain Friday, and it didn't rain till Sunday.
Well, all last week my knuckles was running behind.
Here you are.
Thanks, sugar babe.
Yeah, thanks. Don't shake it, Kate. I'll stir it with a spoon.
Yeah, Grandpa. Grandpa, wouldn't you rather have your coffee out on the porch?
No, I wouldn't.
Now, sugar babe, you know that me and Grandpa like to have our afternoon coffee here in the dining room. You know, I think I would like to have my coffee out on the porch. Come on, Grandpa, let's go out and have our coffee.
All right, unclamp me now. I'm all nice and cozy. And the rivets and overhauls are all settled so they ain't scratching, so leave me be. You smell something burning?
Yeah, I sure do. It smells like it's coming from across the road there. Let's go over to the window and look out, Grandpa, and see.
Everything's all right. Don't worry. It's just the chemicals.
It ain't over there.
Maybe it's the barn. Let's get out there, out to the barn. Yeah.
What's Kate doing? It's coming from over there. Little Luke smoking, huh? Little Luke! Oh, holy smokes. You ain't only going to stunt your growth. You're going to disappear forever.
I've been smoking, Grandpa.
Same dishes you was washing in school, ain't he?
Yes, sir.
Sciencing behind my back.
Now, Grandpa, we only done what we thought was right.
Well, now, if you only done what you thought was right, I hope you don't mind my doing what I think is right.
Yeah, now, hold on, Grandpa.
I don't care whether you're minding on. I'm going to destroy this.
And Grandpa, wait. It don't belong to little Luke.
What?
It's Mr. Weber's stuff.
Oh, he's in on this, too?
Now, Grandpa, let's talk this over calm-like.
There ain't going to be no calm talk, and I don't want to hear another word about it. I'm going to take this and the rest of that junk down to Mr. Weber, and I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. And the next time you figure on doing something behind my back, I want to know about it.
Mr. McCoy, you're being very unreasonable and narrow-minded.
My mind is just as wide as yours.
Little Luke is 1 in 100. He'll make a wonderful scientist.
He'll make a wonderful farmer. He was raised to be a farmer, just like me.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, Mr. McCoy. You may have been raised to be a farmer, but nature may not have intended you to be a farmer.
Oh, nature intended me to be a farmer because I can tell the weather by my knuckles.
So can my Aunt Sarah in Philadelphia. And she's a librarian. Do you realize, Mr. McCoy, how many people go through life using only half of their abilities? For all you know, you yourself may have been intended to pursue politics, to be a statesman, a leader of men.
Look here now, I'm a farmer because I was meant... Statesman?
Very possible. Or perhaps an architect. Or a surgeon. A saver of lives.
Well, I did have an uncle that was a doctor.
Doctor?
Actually, he was a dentist.
Is that so?
Well, the truth is, he was a barber, but he'd pull a tooth for 25 cents.
Wouldn't it be interesting to know if you had these things in you?
It might at that.
Let me give you an aptitude test.
Well,
why do you hesitate, Mr. McCoy?
Well, it's just that I can't read.
That's no problem. I can give it orally. It's just a standard aptitude test. You come on,
Well,
Mr.
now,
McCoy. Take a chance.
It don't take too long. I ain't got all day, you know.
This should prove very interesting.
Say, is my eyes lying to me, or does that say 35 o'clock?
It isn't an ordinary clock. It's a timer to tell how long you take to answer certain questions. Now, I'll just wind the clock and then explain to you what has to be done. Now then, when I say go, you're to put the...
I fixed your breadboard whilst you was winding the clock.
Please.
When are you going to start the test?
We have started. Now, the second part. Now, this part consists of picking up these rings with these tweezers and placing them on the pegs on this board. You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
It's more like a horseshoe game for little bitty bugs, isn't it? I wonder if Teddy Roosevelt had to do this to find out if he was the leader of men.
Now then, on this next test, the clock will be running, and you're to answer as quickly as you can. I'll say a word, and you're to say the first word that comes into your head. Ready? Here's your first word. Grass.
Green.
Money.
Green.
Eyes.
Green.
Oops.
A daisy.
I'm sorry, that wasn't part of the test. I'll continue. Sugar.
Spoon.
Table.
Spoon.
Mashed potatoes.
Spoon.
Plow.
Farm.
Woman.
Spoon. I don't farm day and night, you know.
Now, this is our final test, Mr. McCoy.
All right, lay it for me. There must be one corner of brain you ain't stepped on yet.
Now, this is a test of imagination. I'm going to suggest a situation, and I want you to talk about it. You understand?
I think I do.
Now, the situation. There will never be any more daylight. It is always night.
Or it's nighttime?
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, of course, they have to get out of the farming business. Wouldn't be nothing that'd grow without the sunshine. Maybe I'd take a job as a night watchman. Leastwise, it'd be steady work. I'd have to move into town. Nice little town. Maybe on a river where I could see the moonlight shine on the water. I'd get me a canoe and photograph, a bunch of wreckage, and a nice widow who wasn't afraid of water. And then I'd paddle quiet-like up the river till he come to a little inlet where we could stop and then... God darn it, that happens every time, right in the best part of the dream.
Here they come. I told you it wouldn't be long.
Thanks, Mrs. McCoy. This won't take but a minute.
Howdy, Mr. Weber.
Hello, Mr. McCoy.
Mr. Weber, how are you?
Fine.
Well, your star pupil's doing right well on that patch of ground. What you got in your mind?
I just stopped by to give you the results of your aptitude test.
Oh, that thing.
The results came right from the university.
Yeah, that's it. Wasting its time.
The test shows, Mr. McCoy... I'll read it to you. The subject's greatest potential could be realized in the field of transportation. The high mechanical aptitude, interest in varied geographical locations, plus an outgoing and romantic personality, indicate natural abilities which would come into use as a seaman, long-distance truck driver, railroad engineer.
There, I told you that didn't mean... What was it last?
Railroad engineer.
Did you hear that, Grandpa?
You never asked me no question about railroading.
We find the truth without asking direct questions. That's the purpose of the test.
Railroad engineer. It says that's what I was meant to be?
That's correct, sir. Have you ever given it any thought?
Oh, mister, you ain't got no idea how much thought I done give it. 1,000 times in my dreams, I'd sit up in the cab of that big engine, pull the throttle wide open when it hit the flatlands. You feel them driving rods a-pounding. It's real dreaming.
You see, Grandpa, maybe these aptitude tests make some sense after all.
I guess they do with that, Kate. Me, a railroad engineer. Oh, not that I ain't happy at farming. No, sir. I ain't got a regret to my name.
Well, I've got to run. I usually correct examinations on weekends.
Well, thank you for coming out, Mr. Weber.
Glad to. Goodbye, Mrs. McCoy. Hello, Mr.
Weber.
McCoy.
Mr. Weber, little Luke will be on the job with you Monday.
Class will have plenty of dishes waiting for him.
Well, your grandpa done it again. Stuck both feet in the family's mouth. Well, I'll see you in a bit. I want to have a little talk with a little scientific friend of mine. Don't sing to me, little lady. I'm too old to go with you now.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
It says here, with them new jet airplanes, a person can have lunch in New York and dinner in London.
Well, I don't mind going out to eat once in a while, but that's plumb ridiculous.
Grandpa?
Yeah, little Luke.
Grandpa, if you're in town tonight, will you drop off this library book for me?
Well, I'm trying to sit for right here this evening, little Luke. George McMichael's coming over to play checkies with me. And if I ain't mistook, that's him right now. Hello then, George. Oh, come on in here.
Hi, Amos.
Hi, Uncle George.
Hi, little Luke. Hello, Luke. Hi, Kate.
Hi, George.
How are you?
You see, George, ain't you a bit duded up for checkies?
That's what I come over to tell you, Amos. I can't play checkers tonight.
You can't?
No, I'm sorry. I got involved in a little business deal.
A business deal?
Yeah, that's right. And I got to see some folks about it in a few minutes.
So that's why you're all dressed up like this?
There's something wrong?
Well, George, even it was...
Now, Grandpa, don't you start teasing George.
Yeah, don't you pay no attention to Grandpa, George. You look mighty nice overdressed like that.
Well, thank you, Luke.
I like that yellow tie.
Well, it ain't much, but it's special bought to go along with my yellow pocket handkerchief. And they both go along with my yellow socks.
What color underwear you wearing, George?
Amos, there's a lady present. Well, I'll be going.
Say, George, maybe come over tomorrow night and play checkies, huh?
Well, depends on how the business deal goes, Amos. I'll call you.
Night, George.
Night, George.
Night. George sure did look nice, didn't he?
Yeah, you look real nice, Kate. Well, I think I'll mosey on into town for a spell.
Oh, Grandpa, as long as you're going, why don't you take little Luke's book back to the library for him?
All right.
What are you planning on doing in town tonight, Grandpa?
Oh, I got a big evening all set, Luke. If the excitement ain't too much for me, I'm going to watch the folks jaywalking across Main Street. Well, good night.
Good night.
Well, good evening, Miss Feeney.
Oh, good evening, Mr. McMichael. You're early this evening.
Miss Feeney,
Yes?
you get prettier every day.
Why, Mr. McMichael, what a lovely thing to say.
Well,
Oh, excuse me. May I help you?
Yes, ma'am. This book needs return.
I'll take it.
Say, you new around these parts, ain't you?
I am indeed. I've only been here a week.
Well, welcome to the west end of the San Fernando Valley, the beauty spot on the face of Southern California.
Thank you.
Amos McCoy at your service, ma'am.
I'm Dorothy Feeney. Miss Feeney.
My, that's a right pretty name.
Feeney?
No, Miss. I'm a widower myself. Well, I best get a book. Ain't nothing like a good book to sit with for an evening. Howdy, George.
well, hello, Amos. Just dropped by to read up about something in this agricultural journal. You know, about that business deal I was telling you about.
You don't say. See, that's a fetching picture of that girl in the bathing suit there, ain't it?
Oh, that's Miss Crop Rotation of 1960.
Well, she looks like the type's been around, all right.
I see you two know each other.
Oh, sure. Me and him's been each other's best friends for years. Ain't we, George?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Amos.
How nice. Mr. McMichael's been my most loyal customer. Would you believe it? This is the 5th evening in a row he stopped by.
Well, business matters take a lot of looking into.
Excuse me.
Hey, quite a nice-looking girl, George.
Who?
You know who as well as I do. And I don't blame you a bit.
Now, look here, Amos. What are you up to? Sitting here writing like you can read.
Now, look, George. Me and you knows I has trouble with reading and writing, but Miss Feeney don't.
Trouble reading and writing, huh? You can't do it at all.
Well, if that ain't having trouble with it, what is?
The Philosophy of the Early Greeks by Socrates. My goodness.
Well, I thought I'd start out with something light.
But that's the edition in the original Greek.
It's Greek, all right.
You mean you actually read Greek?
Oh, can't everybody?
I'm amazed.
Greek ain't any harder for him than English is.
George, you ought to try these educating books. You'd probably be a whole lot more educating than them picture books you're reading there. Of course, it all depends on what kind of education you want.
I'm warning you, Miss McCoy. I saw her first.
Well, it's a public library, ain't it?
So what if it is?
Look, she's a public librarian, too, ain't she? And according to law, she's mine as much as yours.
A minute, Amos McCoy. I've stood all...
Would you like to take that book home with you when you go, Mr. McCoy?
I might just do that, Miss Feeny.
Fine. You can sign for it on your way out.
You mean sign my name?
That's right.
Well, I just remembered my reading lamp's been sputtering on me.
Well, you can stay here and read as long as you like, Mr. McCoy.
Oh, thank you, Miss Feeny.
You mark my words. Luck's with you tonight, but someday Miss Feeney's going to find out you can't read or write or even sign your name. And when that day comes, oh, I'll be standing in the sidelines laughing like a mule.
Well, now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my reading. Let's start with this one.
Why, you don't even know what kind of a book that is.
I sure do. It's blue.
Grandpa?
Thank you, Luke. It looks real good. Kate, you're next.
Grandpa, I keep telling you, this ain't the way to learn how to sign your name.
Well, it's my name, Luke. Besides, I want to be sure to copy the best one.
Well, you're sure going to an awful lot of trouble to please that library lady.
I know what I'm doing. Now, come on, Kate, sign my name there, would you? What's that curly thing there?
Well, that's a Y.
And that's an O, and that's an S.
Sure got a lot of pretty letters in my name, ain't I?
I must have whipped 24 chords before Miss Sniffer picked that one.
Oh, George, it's lovely.
And the clerk said it was real going out perfume. So maybe you and me could... I might have known.
Well, that's a nice little bottle you got there, Miss Feeny.
Isn't that lovely? George gave it to me.
Yeah?
Perfume, Amos. It's called the Vie de la Flower. That's French.
Well, I'm glad to see your taste is improving, George. Miss Feeny?
My goodness. I don't know what to say.
Well, you can use the big $3 size there to fill the little one, you see.
2 dears. But you really shouldn't have done it.
Well, George, you ready for your reading exercise?
Readier than you'll ever be. Miss Feeny, I was meaning to ask you, maybe...
Hey, how about me walking you home to your boarding house after you?
I have an idea. Why don't both of you walk me home?
Both of you?
Well, don't you think the sidewalk would be kind of overcrowded with George along, too?
Now, listen, Amos. What are you butting in for?
Since this is a library, I suggest we do a little reading. Quietly.
Well, let's see now. I finished off that War and Peace by that Tolstoy fella last night.
That was fast.
No, he reads faster when there ain't no pictures to slow him up.
I think I'd like that. And this one here. This one. Yeah, that's the one I want.
Amos, are you planning to read all those books this evening?
I have got quite a stack of them, ain't I?
Why, Amos, why don't you just take them home?
Well, now, I might just do that little thing, George.
Fine, I'll make out a card and you can sign for them. Just wait.
Now, what'd I do that for? Now I'm going to have to tell her I can't sign my name. Well, I guess I'll just have to make my X and get it over with.
Oh, now, Amos, no, don't be too ashamed. After all, X is part of the alphabet, too.
Here's your card, Amos.
Where do I sign?
Right there.
Yeah?
What an unusual signature.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of it myself. Took real courage, Amos.
Sign his name.
Amos McCoy, when did you learn to sign your name?
Same time I learned to read.
There. All checked out for you.
Oh, thank you, Dorothy. Too bad George don't read some of them good books.
I'm sure George enjoys what he reads.
Well, I don't think he's so good on the books with the big words in them.
Well, at least I read well enough to obey signs.
What do you mean?
Up there.
Oh. I never seen it. Oh! What are you laughing at, George? Old George is cracking up. At least you gotta give George credit for one thing. He can laugh at his own shortcomings. Yep, old Teach used to say, rest his soul. Amos, if you don't learn nothing else, learn to appreciate good reading.
This is mighty tasty cake, Miss Sweeney.
Thank you, George.
What else your teacher tell you, Amos?
Well, let's see now.
George, would you do me a favor?
It would be a pleasure, Miss Sweeney.
Would you go in and heat up some more water for the tea? The kettle's still on the stove.
Oh, sure.
And don't hurry back, George. You know the old saying, three's a crowd. Now, there's one of my favorite books.
Amos.
And much read it 10 times or read it once.
Amos, come sit here next to me.
Don't mind if I do.
Amos, you don't have to pretend with me. I'm your friend.
Well, maybe only read it 3 or 4 times.
Amos.
Twice?
Dear Amos, it's no disgrace not to be able to read or write.
You know?
I know.
How'd you find out?
Remember that sign in the library?
The one that took my hat off to?
It says, no smoking.
Oh, I see. That's what George was laughing at.
Oh, Amos, don't take it so seriously. It really doesn't matter.
I best be going now, Miss Feeney.
Amos, please don't go.
Oh, I think I better. 3's a crowd, you know.
Now, Amos.
Them books in my car, I'll drop them off tomorrow for them that can read. And you might tell George for me, he had the last laugh after all.
Pure joy of being up this early in the morning.
Must be Prowler. Maybe a chicken thief. Quiet now.
Hold the gun on him, Luke. He's a tiger. It's George McMichael. Where? You're holding him.
Good evening, folks.
George, what in the world are you doing out here at this time of the night?
Well, I just come
I'd be
over.
happy to see a chicken thief.
Amos, I just had to come over and have a little talk with you. I haven't slept a wink thinking about what I did to you.
Well, you're too late when you're thinking.
You know all about this, huh?
Yes, George. Grandpa told us.
Amos, a woman brings out the beast in a man. No offense, Kate.
George.
Now, if you've had your say, we want to get back to bed.
Amos, I don't know how I could have done such a terrible thing to you. You, my best friend. The devil must have got me.
Well, if he's figuring on being a friend of yours, you better watch yourself.
Look, Grandpa, seeing as how George has apologized to you, why don't you two just shake hands and start all over again with Miss Feeney?
Luke, the first thing in the morning, I'm returning them 5 books I took out. Then I want to forget about libraries, the people what runs libraries, and the people that goes into libraries.
Maybe they can best work this out alone. Night.
Night, George.
Amos, please. Like
Good
I said,
night. She's all yours.
And you can add to that list being terribly tempered and cowardly.
Oh, now, George.
Now, I mean it, and tricky and syphilis, too.
He's run me down enough already.
And don't let's forget about being full of foul-type language also.
I'm sure you're exaggerating.
Oh, if you want to know the truth, I ain't told you the half of it. It so happens that I'm selfish, and I'm unfeeling. No, Miss Kennedy, I ain't the man for you. Amos McCoy is.
Why, that old devil.
And I'm insincere. And I'm nasty mean.
Don't forget to tell you snore in your sleep.
Thank you. And I snore in my sleep. Oh, hello, Amos. What are you doing here?
Listening to some of the best line I've heard in years.
No, wait a minute, Amos. Everything I said about myself is...
Now, look, Miss Feeney, George McMichael is one of the finest, nicest, most politest...
Now, hold on, Amos. I guess I ought to know more about me than you do, and I say that I'm
Now, both of you. Oh, you sweet, wonderful men. I just can't wait till Cecil meets you.
Cecil?
Cecil Norton, an old friend from Wilkes-Barre. He telephoned me long distance late last night and, of all things, proposed.
Well, that's going pretty far, ain't it?
And his name is, Cecil.
Oh, I'm just sure the three of you... Excuse me a minute.
Cecil from Wilkes-Barre. Can you imagine that?
George, you know, it's just a goddamn shame the way our American girls is falling for them foreign fellas.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Johnny, I'd like to knock my goddamn thumb off.
What happened, Grandpa?
I banged it with a hammer.
Well, that don't look too bad to me.
Don't look too bad, but it feels like it's busted in a million pieces.
Why don't you go up to the sink, Grandpa, and run some cold water on it?
Oh, make me a meatloaf sandwich, eh? Just what I like.
Oh, I'm sorry, Grandpa. You're going to have to fix your own lunch today.
Fix my own lunch? Why?
Well, you remember Sam Albright used to run the feed store, don't you?
Sure, I know that shifty critter. He was a short change artist. Well, what's he got to do with all this food?
Well, we're going to bring it over to him. He moved into the old folks' home yesterday.
Well, now, that's a good thing. Leastwise, they can keep an eye on him there.
Oh, Grandpa, you got a pretty poor memory. When we first come to California, Sam Albright was mighty good to us.
And why not? We paid our bills, didn't we? Say, what are you doing with my deck of cards?
Well, I washed them off. Want to take them over to poor old Sam.
Well, now, that's my best deck. That's got 49 cards in it.
Oh, Grandpa, quit being so selfish. Just think of poor old Mr. Albright fretting away the rest of his life in a dismal old institute.
Yeah, well, it probably wasn't dismal till he got there.
You want to come along with us?
No, I don't want to go along. Old folks gets me down.
All right, well, let's go then.
Is that all the meatloaf there is?
This is the last of it. There's some bread and jam left, though.
Well, now that's a fine thing. Here's me with a affected thumb, and I could be starving, and all you do is to kick me over in the corner.
Grandpa, quit being so grumpy. Come on, Luke.
Of course, if I'm too much trouble, I could pack up my few belongings and move out.
Are you serious, Grandpa?
Of course I'm serious.
Well, when you get settled down someplace, why don't you drop us a card? Sure ain't nothing like I figured it'd be.
It's mighty fancy for an old folks' home.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. 109.
Come in.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Albright.
Albright.
This is a nice surprise.
How are you, Mr. Albright?
Kate?
It's a mighty nice room you got here.
Nice, ain't it? Here, have yourselves a seat.
Well, thank you.
Say, Mr. Albright, we brung you a little something we thought you might like.
Excuse me while I get my pipe tobacco. Oh, they keep loading me with playing cards. They must think I'm going to run a casino. Here, Luke. Might as well take a couple of decks home with you.
Thanks.
Appears they take mighty good care of you, Mr. Albright.
They sure do. Guess where I have my breakfast every morning?
Where?
Right there in that bed.
In bed?
In bed. Luke, if I'd have known about all this, I'd have got older sooner. You know what they do for me every night?
I'm scared to ask.
They bring me a cup of hot soup, prop my feet up on a stool, fix a pillow behind my poor ailing back. Sure never got that kind of treatment from my daughter-in-law at home. Truth is, she was miserable to me. Never did no cooking for me nor nothing.
Say, Sugar Babe, why don't you give Mr. Albright?
Say, by the way, it's almost lunchtime. I'll call down and have them send up some food for all of us. You can have your choice of steak or fried chicken.
Oh, no thanks. We just stopped by to say hello.
Oh? Say, Luke, didn't you say you had something for me?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. We... What was it we brought for Mr. Albright? Did you...
Don't you have it, Luke?
Me? No, we thought you might like this new ballpoint pen.
Well, now, ain't that nice? I sure appreciate it.
It writes underwater, too.
Well, Mr. Albright, we'd best be running along. Bye-bye.
Been nice seeing you.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Thanks for coming over. Bye.
Bye.
Courtesy Mulligan's Funeral Home.
They sure are treating him nice, aren't they?
Yeah. Makes you kind of wonder if we oughtn't to be doing more for Grandpa now that he's getting on in years.
You know, Luke, I've been thinking the very same thing. We could all be a lot more thoughtful of Grandpa. The kids, too.
Grandpa, you didn't go out with that bad thumb, did you?
Well, I couldn't very well go out without it.
Let me see that.
Why, look, it's the same thumb you seen this morning.
That's beginning to swell up.
It is?
Something awful. Hey, Kate, come here and look at this.
Oh, I never knowed I had such a popular thumb.
Grandpa, it's turning all black and blue.
Well, it's all this black and blue. Sometimes I hit it on purpose just to keep the color.
A thing like that could be serious. I'll go get some cold water for you to soak it in.
Well, now, look, I only nicked it. There ain't nothing to
Now,
fuss
Grandpa,
about.
you just come over here and set yourself down right there now.
Sit down.
Cassie! Here you are. I'll spill it for you. There you are, Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa.
Yes.
Here, Grandpa, let me put your feet up. There you are.
What's good?
There, now. Ain't that comfortable?
Well, it's only my thumb. I don't know what all this fussing's about.
You're trying to make it feel easy, Grandpa.
I do feel easy, but there ain't no reason for all this.
Here you are, Grandpa. We'll have that swelling down in no time. Now, you just stick your thumb in there and let it soak. There, don't that feel better?
Feels fine, real good.
See? I knew it.
But this is the thumb I hit.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. There, that'll fix it. Now I'll look at your bra.
Seems like you could use another pillow.
What are you doing, Hash?
Your slippers will be more comfortable.
Here, Grandpa. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Oh, Luke. Luke, could you come help me out in the kitchen?
Oh, you'd be glad to, sugar babe.
Grandpa, you think you'll be all right here alone?
I don't know. What's going to happen?
Well, nothing. You just relax, and if you need anything, you just bail her out.
Hey, Grandpa, I'm going to read to you.
What?
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 75, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year.
What do you think you're doing? Wrapping the package?
Gee whiz, Grandpa, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you.
Oh, it's all right. I'm a light sleeper anyways. Especially when somebody's wrestling with me.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Grandpa?
Yeah. Go to bed.
Okay. Night.
Night. Then. Leastwise, I'll be safe in my own bed. Doggone it, I'm being booby-trapped.
Grandpa?
I'm all tucked in, including my feet.
Oh, that's good. You'd be a lot more comfortable in there in your bed than sleeping out on the couch anyway. And don't forget, Tassie's going to bring your breakfast in to you in the morning. Night.
Not if I get out of here first, she won't.
Well, it was Grandpa's alarm clock, Luke. I heard it.
You don't never get up at 5:30.
Lassie, Grandpa's up. What? You gotta get Grandpa's breakfast.
Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
Nice morning.
Hey, came up to start it already.
Yeah.
Grandpa? I have your breakfast.
It's no use. I'm just a prisoner of love.
Hey, Grandpa!
God darn it, can't they leave me alone?
Grandpa! Grandpa, we've got a surprise for you.
Look at there. Brand new hat.
The broad brim will keep the sun out of your eyes.
And it's got air holes in it to keep your head cool.
How's it feel?
Oh, fine, just fine.
Well, good. Now, don't you be late coming in for supper.
What this hat needs is a few more air holes. Hey, you wear this. I'm putting up with everything else around here the last few days, but not this. This hat might be old and beat up, but it's part of me. Just like my ears and my nose. Why, without this, I wouldn't feel like Amos McCoy no more. You remember a year back? Oh, I forgot. You're new around here.
Grandpa! Darn it, little Luke, don't sneak up on me like that. You see what you made me do?
Gee, I'm sorry, Grandpa. But Kay asked me to give you this here broth. And while I'm here, I thought you'd like to hear the new poem that they gave me in school today. If you strike a thorn or rose, keep a-going. If it hails or if it snows, keep a-going.
Now, little Luke, you turn around, you head for the house, and you keep a-going.
Grandpa!
Now you heard what I said. Go on, get.
I'm sorry, Peppina. I should not have done that.
But I just can't take no more. If they just quit mollycoddling me and let me get back to being my own self.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Senor Grandpa. They're doing everything they can to make you happy, and you are turning the front of your back on them.
I know, but I'm getting sick of being loved so much. All I want is just a little peace. They just quit fussing over me.
Senor Grandpa, did you ever hear of a little town in Mexico called Cuernavaca?
What's that got to do with this?
Well, that's where my loved ones are. And I just wish they were here so they can fuss over me.
Then, before I could even finish reading the poem, Grandpa started to shout at me. And then for a minute, I thought he was going to hit me.
Now, little Luke, you know your grandpa wouldn't hit you.
Well, I made sure he wouldn't. I left.
Grandpa has been getting kind of touchy the last couple of days.
I noticed it too, Luke. He gets upset over the least little thing.
I don't know what it is we're doing wrong.
Well, Mr. Albright, come on in.
Yeah, howdy.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Albright. Won't you have a seat?
No, thanks. Say, you know that pen you gave me? It writes swell.
Well, good.
I just dropped by to bring you this box of candy. A friend of mine brought it to me, but I ain't much on the sweet tooth.
It's mighty nice of you.
Well, thank you. Did you get a day off from the old folks' home?
Day off nothing. I quit 'em cold.
Well, you mean you ain't living over there no more?
Well, that wasn't living. They wasn't doing nothing but mollycoddling me to death.
But I thought you was real happy living there.
That was all right for a day or two, but after a while you get pretty tired of being pampered over.
But you said you appreciated all them little extra attentions.
Yeah, well, that can be overdone, you know. Drive you crazy after a while. Well, I'll be running along.
Oh, where are you planning on going now, Mr. Albright?
Back living with my daughter-in-law.
But I thought you said that she treated you miserable.
Yeah. Sounds great, doesn't it? So long.
So long, Mr. Albright.
You know, Luke, I'm beginning to see why Grandpa's been acting the way he is.
Yeah. You know, maybe we ought to start treating him the way he wants then. Of course, I don't know if we can be like Sam's daughter-in-law, but
we'll do the best we can. Well, Luke, he's your lovable old grandpa.
Grandpa?
You should see I'm wearing the new hat you done give me.
What happened to it?
Well, I always was hard on new hats. Thought you might be interested to know, but my thumb's all better. Sure ain't nothing like cold water, is they?
Sure ain't.
Where's my pillow?
Right where it always is.
Hi, Grandpa.
Where's that?
Where's what at?
My chicken broth.
Oh, in the kitchen on the stove.
Ain't you gonna read at me, little Luke?
No.
Now, what's wrong with everybody? Ain't you got no thought for an old man's comfort? Don't none of you love me no more?
Well, of course we love you, Grandpa.
Then why ain't you tending to me?
I'll go heat up your broth.
Help you. Okay, little Luke, go ahead and read to your grandpa.
But, Luke, you said...
Read.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
First he don't want attention, and now he does.
You know, I'm getting to learn there ain't nothing tougher than bringing up a grandpa.
Hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch.
Grandpa, here's some crackers for you to munch on while I'm heating your broth.
Oh, that's just what I wanted. Next to poultry, there ain't nothing I like no better than munching on crackers.
Hi, everybody. Guess what? I just saw Mr. Albright down the road. He said he left the old folks home.
What for?
He said he couldn't take any more of their mollycoddling. They were killing him with kindness.
Couldn't take no more kindness, huh? Wait a minute.
Grandpa?
See now. All this fussing started over me the same day you took that meatloaf over to Sam Albright, didn't it?
I don't remember, Grandpa.
Oh, yes, you do. And y'all figured I wasn't getting the attention I should ought to be getting.
Well, we figured we was all kind of neglecting you.
Now, that ain't so, Luke. You all treated me just fine. And the fact that I was ornery and complained don't mean nothing. Why, being ornery is just part of the fun of being an old man. But you see, when folks overpamper you, you get the feeling you're a whole lot older than you really are. And you can't do nothing for yourself. You feel that everybody's got to do something for you.
Well, you mean you just as soon we treated you like we always have, Grandpa?
Well, I would appreciate a little neglect, yeah.
We ain't gonna neglect you exactly.
But there'd be no more breakfast in bed, or no more chicken broth, or nothing like that.
Yeah, good. Well, I'll see you later.
Where you going, Grandpa?
Well, there was a certain feller out in the cornfield was wearing my hat. I got an ID still there. The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Doggone, Grandma, I've seen that picture there 100 times, but every time I see it, I gotta laugh. a full-grown man sitting up there on your shoulders.
Cousin Leonard, he loved to play horsey up to the time he was 45-year-old.
Young at heart, huh?
That's about the size of it, yeah. But he had to give it up, of course, when he got to be a notary public.
Who are they?
Brother Josh's boys. That's Uncle Walter there's Uncle Ben, Uncle Luther, and Uncle Lucius.
Uncle Lucius is the one I was named after. See, Luke is short for Lucius.
And little Luke is short for Luke.
Yeah, that's about the strength of it, yeah.
Them boys sure had trouble hanging on to their hair, didn't they? They look like a row of shiny pumpkins.
They sure are bald.
Such an early age, too, poor men.
Boy, I sure hope I'm bald when I grow up. I won't have to have any haircuts and won't have to comb my hair.
Little Luke, you bite your tongue. A man's hair is his ticket to handsomeness.
Say, Grandpa.
Yeah, Luke?
Just because a person was named after another person, that don't necessarily mean he's going to take after him, does it?
Oh, of course not. Gosh, you're nothing like Uncle Lucius at all. No resemblance.
Oh.
You're exactly like your Uncle Walter. He's the one in the end here.
Who's that? Well, silly, that's Luke.
Holy Toledo. Look at all the hair he had then.
That head of hair was the first thing I noticed about Luke. I sat behind it for 6 weeks in Sunday school before it turned around and talked to me.
You mean I had more than now?
Oh, I don't know, Luke.
Your face is just a little bit longer.
Well, that's just a natural sign of aging. Yeah, you're exactly like your Uncle Warren.
That head of hair was the first thing I noticed about Luke.
You're exactly like your Uncle Warren. Don't pull your hat down too tight, son. You'll shut the blood off in your head.
And then?
Huh?
Go on. Finish what you're going to say.
What are you all stoked up at?
Just don't like people making smart cracks about my looks, that's all.
Nobody said nothing about your looks. Now, come on, get going here so as we get this fence built. Scaring me like that.
I'm sorry I raised my voice, Grandpa.
Enough to make a man's hair stand on end.
There you go again. Smart cracks.
What's eating at you, Luke?
Who says anything's eating at me?
Well, you're sure Mr. Touchy today, jumping on everything I say.
What's wrong, Luke? Well, you hardly touched your roof, Barb, and you just been sort of sitting there moping like.
Oh, I was just thinking.
Were you worried about anything in particular?
No, I was just thinking about us. About you and me.
Oh?
Remembering when we first met. And, how it was when we started going together. And was sort of wondering what it was exactly that drew us together.
Fate, I reckon.
Well, fate, yeah, sure, but, well, noticing each other's qualities is what really brung us together.
Well, of course.
Now, if you liked a person for his qualities, and say he, or she has 10 qualities.
People don't count qualities.
No, but if you did now, if you did, and say he has 10 qualities, and through no fault of his own, he loses one. Would she still love him?
What? What are you talking about, Luke?
Well, it's simple. She married a 10-quality man, and now he's a 9-quality man. Would it make any difference?
Raise your voice, Luke.
I'm sorry. Speaking quality-wise now, just for argument's sake, what was it about me that you liked best? My tallness?
Oh, I suppose.
My good personality with telling jokes and all?
Could have been, I reckon.
My smiling teeth?
They're real nice, Luke.
Well, now, what...
Luke, I don't know what you're digging for. All I know is that I love you just the way you are, and I hope you never change.
Oh, there you are. All over for you. Hey, look, run on into town, will you, and get a couple of gallons of that tree spray?
Yep, okay.
Be sure you get the right stuff now. It's called Killjoy.
Killjoy.
You know that other bug spray we got? Well, that wasn't no good at all. The bugs just loved it. They was holding cocktail parties on every single apricot.
Killjoy.
And say, Luke, Watch McGinnis on the price. Don't leave him scalp you.
Al, you've been in hair a long time, ain't you?
22 years. College boy and graduate barber.
Well, I got a problem. Calls for an expert.
Oh?
Al, I think I'm losing my hair.
Yeah? Oh, let's take a look here.
Yeah.
The tide's going out all right, Luke. Yeah, the shoreline's getting wider.
I knew it. Al, you gotta help me. You gotta.
Oh, now, let's not panic, Luke. No, let's look over the problem and see what we can do to remedy it. Now, there's the salt treatment.
Salt?
Mm-hmm. Rock salt. Folks put it on their head and leave it there for about a half an hour, and then they brush it off.
And that works, huh?
Oh, gives the head a nice flavor. Would save hair? Not in a million years.
What else could we do?
Well, there's folks who figure that the hair breaks off because the scalp is too tight. Yes, so they keep pushing up the skin from their face and necks. And the idea is to loosen up the scalp skin.
And that works, huh?
Oh, sure. Get your scalp as loose as a goose. But you get bald anyhow, and then you're stuck with a wrinkled head.
Al, are you trying to tell me it's hopeless?
Oh, no, I'm not finished yet. No, I've got a theory of my own. You see, I am convinced that the problem is in root feeding. You see, hair roots are like living things. They must be fed. Here. Take a look at this.
Bernice Fleming hair food.
Mm-hmm. That's been on the market since 1896. Nobody's ever found anything better.
What's in it, Al?
Well, that is Bernice Fleming's little secret.
I guess anything's been on the market that long must be good.
That's what I always say, Luke. Now, part of the treatment is a short haircut. Mm-hmm. That makes it easier for the hair to absorb the root food.
Anything you say, Al. I'll do anything.
Luke, you're going to be all right.
Al, I'll never forget you for pulling me through this. Never.
That's what barbers are for.
Luke, you had such a beautiful head of hair.
You look like an old teenager. I always thought your head was round.
Oh, for crying out loud. Can't a man go get himself a haircut without causing a whole ruckus?
But why?
Because I like it this way. That's why. It's style.
Well, it may be the style for teenagers, but on an older person...
What do you mean, older person?
Luke, you know who you look like. Like one of Uncle Josh's boys, that's who. Please don't ever do nothing like this again. I told you the other night how much I loved your long hair.
Oh, long hair. What would you do if someday I was to get bald?
Oh, silly.
But no, I mean it now. What would you do?
Well, every Halloween I'd light a candle top of your head.
Exercising.
Exercising? My man works his muscles all day long. He don't need no exercising.
Well, you see...
Especially this. What do you want bigger head muscles for? Well, the heaviest work they do is just lift your eyebrows. Come on, Luke, we got work to do.
Yeah?
Hey, what happened to your hair?
I got a haircut. That's what happened to it.
Well, you sure got yourself scared, didn't you? Well, you look like a porcupine that done got herself caught in a brush fire.
I wish somebody could talk about something else besides my haircut.
Oh, forget it, Luke. Where's the spray?
The spray?
You know, the spray in a big yellow can with a picture of the black bug on the side of it. Well, did you buy it or didn't you, Luke? I done give you the money.
No. Oh, I didn't buy it, Grandpa. I but bought this instead.
What in tarnation's that?
Oh, it's just exercising cream.
Exercising cream? For what?
Well, it's a sort of muscle fertilizer.
Fertilizer? For muscles?
It's for my hair, Grandpa.
For your hair? I don't get it, Luke.
Grandpa, the fact is, I'm losing my hair.
Well, that mop you got? Why, you're out of your mind, boy.
Grandpa, it's falling out and fast. Al, the barber, said so.
Oh. Well, that's why you've been so feisty the last couple of days, huh?
Well, you know how wives take it when husbands lose their hair? Everything's liable to just crumble.
Oh, I don't picture nothing like that, Luke.
Oh, now, don't take this light, Grandpa. You might not think it's serious, but it is. I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention it to the family.
All right, Luke. Your hair is safe with me. Mum's the word.
I'm sorry about the tree spray.
Oh, that's all right. I'll call up McGinnis and have his delivery man bring it out. Now, let's see that head grease Al done give you. Why, this Bernice Fleming's head cream.
Well, how'd you know that? You can't read.
Oh, I knowed it by the label. This is famous. Why, there's little old Bernice herself right there with a sheep on the leash, see?
What? You mean it's that well known?
Oh, this goes way back to when I was a boy. This is world famous.
Then it must be good, huh?
Oh, the best. Why, all our Uncle Josh's boys used it.
Grandpa, you done right in telling us. And I just feel terrible about the way I talked to him.
Well, I kind of like his head with all the bumps showing.
You understand what I'm getting at, don't you, Kate?
I think I do, Grandpa. What with worrying about his hair, Luke's forgotten all of his other qualities.
That's right.
Poor Luke, he's got so many good points, too. Why, he's got a fine sense of humor and a nice-shaped face. There just must be some way of letting him know these things.
Yeah.
Hi.
Luke? I just noticed something. You got a wonderful sense of humor.
Well, all I said was hi.
Yeah, but you said it real funny.
Little Luke, there's a dish of soap in the kitchen. Go have it for lunch.
I just come in to tell you McGinnis's truck is coming up the road.
Oh, that'll be the tree spray.
Yeah.
Luke, I made some blueberry pie. Would you like some? It's your favorite.
Oh, no thanks. I'll just pour myself a cup of coffee.
Hello.
Hi.
Delivery from McGinnis's.
Oh, yeah? Didn't take you long to get out here.
Well, I had the truck running on all 4 cylinders for the first time since I've been there. You know, I think McGinnis thinks he's got a 3-cylinder truck.
Yeah, set the can down there.
All right.
How much we owe you?
Joe Stepner. That's $4.90.
How much?
$4.90.
It's $4.90, Kate.
I'll get it, Grandpa.
Been with McGinnis long?
Oh, a couple weeks.
How do you get along with the old coot?
Oh, I get along fine with everybody. No one gets in my hair.
Here you are, and there's 10 cents extra as a tip for you.
Oh, you don't have to tip me, ma'am. It's all part of my job. Gosh, I'm just happy to be able to take a ride out here.
You say, Kate, why don't you invite this happy fella to come in and have a cup of coffee?
Well, sure.
This is Joe Stepner, Kate.
Well, howdy.
Hi.
Wouldn't you like a piece of blueberry pie, too?
Oh, that sounds great.
Come on in, Joe.
Thank you.
Oh, Joe, this is Hassie.
How you doing, Nancy?
Hey, Luke. Luke.
Luke.
You meet Joe Stepner.
Hi, Luke.
How do?
Little Luke.
Howdy.
Hi.
Sit yourself down, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
A big husky fella like you must have been an athlete.
Oh, I played a little football for the Valley Aggies.
Why, sure. You're Galvin Joe Stepner.
That's me, son.
Gosh, a football hero right in our own house.
Did you hear that, Luke?
Boy, I never will forget that game that you ran 90 yards for a touchdown. I heard it on the radio.
Yeah, that was against Liebling State College. Boy, that was some weekend. My picture was in every paper. This shiny old dome of mine was on every sports page in the area.
Shiny old dome? For the love of... Why, I never noticed you was bald-headed. Did you, Kate?
I sure didn't. Did you, Luke?
Well, most people don't. I used to think they did, though, because I used to think so much about it.
Well, you mean you don't think much about it no more?
Of course not. Being bald don't bother me at all anymore.
It don't, huh?
No. I got a million friends. I'm president of the College Alumni Association.
No fooling.
Yes, sir. And I'm making great progress in the hardware business, too.
Oh, say, you're doing all right, huh?
I sure am.
You sound like a real happy fella.
Why shouldn't I be? I got it made.
You sure have.
Yes, sir. And I say to heck with women. Who needs them?
Some cookies, maybe?
No, nothing.
I got some nice mints. How about some mints?
Look, I said I don't want nothing.
You sure storing away a lot of that pie tonight, Missy.
What's my first piece, Grandpa?
That's the first piece too many.
What?
Well, them pies of yours ain't skinny making,
But I never.
Don't act so surprised. You know you're getting fat.
Grandpa, are you serious?
You're darn right I'm serious. You just open your eyes and you'll notice. Why, them little old arms of yours is commencing to look like freckled liverwurst.
Grandpa, that's downright insulting.
The truth all this is, Luke.
Grandpa, I admit I put on 1 or 2 pounds, but it sure don't.
It sure do.
Well, I never.
And in the wrong places, too.
Well, Grandpa, I'm not a teenager anymore. You can't expect me to look like one forever. Excuse me.
Well, now see what you done.
Well, she didn't have to take it so goddamn personal.
How else was she supposed to take it? Well, Grandpa, if you had some kind of a comment to make, the least you could have done is you could have said it in a nicer way.
But look, there ain't no nice way to tell a woman she's getting fat.
So what if she is? Who cares? Who are you, some kind of an authority on what people ought to look like? Grandpa, you go out there and you tell her you're sorry.
All right. I'll go tell her I'm real sorry that she's fat.
Never you mind. Take it easy now. Grandpa didn't mean what he said. You know that. That was just some of his ornery supper talk.
But it's true, Luke. I have gained a little weight.
Oh, so what? That ain't important.
I try to keep myself looking nice for you, but... Well, I guess I'm just not as young as I used to be.
Oh, now look at me. Come on, look at me. You know that no matter what, I'll always love you.
Even if I get a little fat?
The more Kate, the better, I say.
Oh, Luke, I'm so glad you said that. I guess we can't look like kids forever, can we?
Heck, no. When you get a little older, well, your looks change. Besides, who gives a darn about looks? They ain't important when you love somebody.
I'm so happy you feel that way, Luke. I'll always love you, too. No matter how you look.